Difference between an accountant and a taxpayer and a tax practitioner?
Yes.
Okay, so we all start at the training of being accountants, right? But then, tax practitioners are authorized people to submit on behalf of people at SARS.
Okay.
To be perfectly honest, it's illegal for Natasha Kulu to submit at SARS if I'm not registered as a tax practitioner.
Okay.
So this is why people get lost in the ecosystem and say, I approached a practitioner and they did not do their job right. No. You approached an accountant like me. But again, not like accountant like me, but I know my taxes. I just made a choice to stay as a chartered accountant because of business reason.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so only tax practitioners
Yes.
are legally allowed to be accounting on behalf of people. They are agents of SARS. So they also can't help you in the paperwork. You about your kilometers when you do there's a logbook that people keep for travel allowances. There's a logbook. Tax practitioners can't help you. You have to come in and say, this is my work, this is the documents that I have kept and evidence I have for my declarations. Tax practitioner, help me submit.
Okay.
Guys,
also we don't want to, let's not forget the audience.
Yes.
And people that we need to speak to.
Yes.
Like we are talking to 5-year, 3-year-olds, 10-year-olds. Also, please, yes, you guys were in this class for 99 years. But don't forget us that went to 12 years.
Oh, and 40 minutes to mine.
Yeah. Now, Happy, welcome on set. Can you please introduce? See there. Happy, get away from
Okay.
See there. Please introduce yourself, my love.
Sanibonani Molweni, ngama Sihle. I'm a chartered accountant, also a tax practitioner. I was working at SARS previously for about 8 years, so I know everything about SARS. Just an interesting reading that I was going through just now. So, with the revenue collection, Natasha, that you were talking about, the 2 trillion. Yes. So, if you look at it, 601.7 billion of that comes from your personal income taxes. So you see how the contribution that you as an individual are making in this country through you paying the taxes. So majority of those collections are coming from you. So that is very, very important that you are making this country to be what it is. As much as there's corruption, there's everything, but look at the beauty that you're creating around you. Compared to even other countries, how South Africa looks like.
I was glad that you mentioned this. Can you work with me? I want you to be my inside man, but again, that we are professionals, there's things that we keep alive. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are going into a segment of debunking some of the misconceptions that we have on tax, right? I think what I've heard a lot is people, like Introducer said, people thinking that there's magic in the money in which they get, right? That's like one of the biggest misconceptions. People feel like they are lucky to get the money in which they get. But I wanted to ask, in relation to this misconception, what are legal ways that a person can look into to actually reduce the tax bill?
Legal ways.
Legally.
I'm not a Columbia accountant. I have strategies, I have detailed strategies, but in my consultation, I'll allow the tax practitioners to speak.
Oduduza did mention that there's a difference between tax evasion and tax avoidance. So, as you said, you structure your affairs in a way that you're not in the bad books or SARS. You are allowed legally to have your deductions, have your medical aid tax credits. So in that way, that's how you should be structuring your affairs, rather than actually lying and not declaring certain income. Maybe you're having rental properties and you're hiding that from SARS. Maybe not cool that you are renting out, and you are not declaring that. That is tax evasion.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe just to give one practical example, not going into detail or go into the actual
Yes.
act
Strategies.
itself. Yes. In essence, SARS, I'm not sure which year they introduced a 12T investment.
Okay, yes.
So now SARS is saying that,
2015.
yes, thank you so much. So they introduce a type of saving that if you invest an amount of money, if it's below a certain amount of money, the interest that you're going to get from there is not going to be taxed. But once you go over and above that amount of money, you're going to be taxed. So
23,800.
exactly. So now, if I structure my investment to be below the threshold,
Yes.
I'm legal. But once
Yes.
I hide the interest, I'm in a different space. I'm not sure if I'm making
Thank you
sense.
so much. That makes so much sense because you're speaking to me right now. Because then now, and it's coming to the next question maybe that I have, I'm thinking for me, I have a very diversified portfolio. I have a portfolio that I have a product that gives me interest rate, right? I have capital gains from my shares and my property in appreciation, right? And then I also have other things in retirement annuity. So I think that question kind of allow us to know that maybe I need Natasha to actually assist me. And that's where my question of when do I need a Natasha and what do I need to bring to a Natasha when I'm looking into all of this and it's foreign language to me.
Okay, when it comes to accountability and accountants, when it comes to money, actually, money, for me to trust that I'm gonna get 20,000 from Duduzo, 20 million, let me actually erase the money.
Yes.
I'm gonna get 20 million rands from Duduzo. There's levels of accountability that are built into financial systems.
Yes.
With the accountants, which is me, I am in-house. I am certifying that in my knowledge of what has happened and in my understanding of the flow of money, these are the financial statements of the company.
Yes.
Right? Tax practitioners then become the third party that go on your behalf to say, I am independent in this whole process.
Okay.
And my role is to just focus on the accountability of tax. And because I've spent time and knowledge and understanding, I've been trained on this for years.
Yes.
I can't just come and be a tax practitioner without a number of years of training. So by the time that Happy comes in, she's now third party. So this thing is levels in terms of money that you are coming. I went to 20 million. When you are at 300 million, right, 300 million rands in revenues as a business, you need an external auditor through all of us existing. There's a third party of accountability that's built in,
yes.
which is an auditor who audits those financial statements because, see, once I've signed as a chartered accountant in the levels that I provide, there is accountability and protection that I am giving to anyone who trusts your statements and your financial statements. There is nothing wrong with you accounting for yourself. That's the first line of accountability. You're allowed, especially if you're not making a lot of money and you're doing your own financial statements.
Yes.
If you have a clear understanding of money and these conversations of accounting, there is nothing wrong with you doing it. But as it grows in value, a million rands already as an accountant, I want a reviewer on my financial statements. I don't want to buy a loan once we've exceeded $1 million.
Yes.
Guys, let me show. When it comes to taxes, as much as I am the accountant for people, I want tax practitioners because legally they're supposed to be there.
Yes.
So you cannot be alone in accounting for your money. You need your third party, you need a separate person who will sit with you, and it's a personal relationship when it comes to me as an accountant. Once I'm your accountant for the whole year, in any booking, anyone who wants testimony